Welcome to World of Monsters. I'm Monster Master Arthur. What a title I've given myself on this channel. Well guys, this is the 2017 year in review for World of Monsters. We've made it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna try to keep this video as raw as possible, but not making it kind of rushed, but make sure to move along in a speedy kind of fashion. Now, this video is great for especially if you're new to this channel and you're wondering what monsters I've already done videos of. I'll be mentioning the videos that we've done throughout the year, and you can always take a look at our video list, and you can go to scroll to the top and have the full list of videos, and then do Control F to find a specific monster, or of course you can always ask me in the comments if I've done a particular monster. Now, for every video that I'm going to be discussing, I'm going to have the thumbnail of it somewhere on the screen, so that as a point of reference, if you want to learn more about that monster or whatever, you can check that out and you'll have that thumbnail to go by. What else do we have here? That's pretty much it. By the way, I like to use the end of the year or the start of a new year to kind of release videos that I feel, and I mentioned this somewhere, I forgot where, maybe on Facebook. I like to use the end of the year or the beginning of the new year to release videos that I feel weren't released to the best of their ability or deserve a second version of it. So don't think that I'm just being lazy in January by doing that, such as I released the Demogorgon video, and I'm going to release the full compiled video of all the episodes of the Bigfoot, since there's 4, and you know, people might not find all of them or whatever, so just to keep it simple. So I like to use January for that. Without further ado, let's begin. And by the way, I'll be discussing also where my head's been and kind of how I go about running the channel, YouTube, as a hobby, as a business, as a YouTuber. So if you're a new YouTuber or want to be a YouTuber, you might learn a lot also within this, throughout this little journey we're going to start right now. So let us begin, my friends. Let us begin. And the first one we're going to begin with is the end of year video for 2016, because it's a nice point to start with. And that's our Monster Energy Drink video. And I made that title just for fun. It was our 6,500, let me double check now, 6,400 subscriber milestone. And that's a pretty cool place to start this video, as currently we have, what, 46 or so thousand subscribers on the channel. So look at how far we've gone in a year. So let's continue. Let's actually start with 2017. Huzzah! 2017. 2017 started with the Alien Covenant trailer review video, which I don't do many trailers, but it's a hot topic on our channel, the Alien franchise, Predator, and all that. So that's what we started with. I was in a transition point at that time in my life, so pretty simple video. I don't think I've ever done any other reaction reviews, so that was a first. Let's see if we do any this year. Continuing, we got the first video of all about the Demogorgon. So we did start with that. And let's see, what do I have to say about that one? That was thanks to Gargamel Gold. So if you want to learn about the Demogorgon of Stranger Things, not D&D, then check out this video, and keep in mind that it's before Season 2 and the things we've learned in it. One goof I did this year, and people did catch me on it a lot, especially since I did the Demogorgon versus Xenomorph video later on, is that it has telekinetic powers. I skipped that. I actually didn't. Nobody was talking about it at that time. Now everybody suddenly knows that it has telekinesis. So it has telekinetic powers ability as well, but it's not very prevalent. It's strong enough to turn a doorknob, but it's not going to lift a body up and throw it against a wall, or we would have seen that, but we don't know yet. We haven't seen enough of the Demogorgon yet, so we don't know how far it can go with these abilities. Then we continue with, we had a Hydra sketch of the week that we worked on, and In that video, I also did a movie review. I think I've done a couple movie reviews, just not a specific video for it. I've done it in my sketches. So we did the Hydra one, and the movie review here was Underworld Blood Wars. So if you want to see my feelings about Underworld, the latest movie at this point, check that out. And that's it. So first sketch of the year was the good old Hydra. How many Hydra fans do we have out there? Continuing, we've got Demogorgon Part 2 video. And what can we say about that? Well, not much, considering we have an ad up right now. But anyway, I think I've said what I wanted to with that. It was a cool project, and again, thanks to Gargamel Gold for making that video. He even supported it to some degree, to a good degree. So thanks, Gargamel, again. That was a good call. Good for the channel as a whole, and good as just a cool monster and a hot topic. And I did want to do that monster. It's just how I go off of your guys' requests. Just trying to please everybody while staying, happy, or trying to please as many people as possible while, staying happy with this myself. Then we hit 22,500,000 views. That was our next milestone. So we had that going on. That was a little bit fun of a video. I think that's the one I sang in. And yeah, I prepared for a while to get this classic song down. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one. Then we had a pretty cool start of a new series. We only have one episode to this series currently, and that is the Griffin, How to Care for a Griffin. And the series is going to be about basically how to care for different monsters, different creatures. So this series started out well. We've got some pretty strong fans of it. It doesn't do well, for big numbers or anything, but we have people that particularly enjoy this one. So for sure, I'm going to stick with it. I just have to make my rounds among the different series I have. And that was a great start. Used some clips from Merlin and that. So if you want to, I haven't done a Griffin video yet. If you want to enjoy some learning about or looking at some Griffin stuff, do check that one out. Then the next sketch of the week was our Jabberwock video. And the Jabberwock is an awesome creature. And as far as my sketches go, I was quite pleased with how this one kind of came out. Yeah, I went off of different inspirations, like as you can see, catfish, because it's mentioned that it has whiskers, things like that. So very cool sketch right there. And I will be releasing my sketches for sale pretty soon here. So if you do want to buy a sketch or want to know how much I'll be selling them for, you guys have first position to get that. Okay, let's move along quicker here. Next video, this was the all types of xenomorphs video. And as a lot of people mentioned, when I say all types, I mean all types. And I mention everything out there from comics to toys to movies to video games. That was I like making those videos. They're time consuming because it's not that much well, there is research. I mean, you have to compile everything because if you don't, somebody's going to mention it in the comments. So they are time consuming, but they're worth it. So if I like doing these videos especially if I'm going to do like a video on a particular creature there, I like to release these two to get the audience moving in so that when I make a hard-driven, video that takes a long time, where I go in depth on a creature, I already have that audience kind of positioning itself onto our channel. So if you guys are doing any monster or whatever kind of channel, keep in mind these kind of list videos. They do great. So yeah, this video has helped the channel grow a lot. I'm glad I did it. I took my time with it. I think I still made some mistakes. It's only me. I wish I could have someone to proof check my stuff before releasing it, but hey, after all, that's why I've got all you monster right friends for too. Then we celebrated. It wasn't an official milestone, but it was an official milestone for the live stream, and that was my 10,000 subscribers live. because my milestones are set at doubling from last time, and since last time it was 6,400, then the next one's 12,800, because I like to double, even though the numbers get silly, instead of just doing it like at 10,000, 50,000, whatever. But with live streams, I just wanted to, yeah, that was my first live stream. And it was funny because I've never done a live video here. I've never done a live video on YouTube before this. So it was, you know, you always freak out a little bit, but it was so awesome. I really enjoyed it. And I think people got to see who I really am. As in my videos, I have this persona of getting info out, but I also have a certain persona of like that monster master, you know, kind of strong, hard-hitting, kind of confident, you know, character. And I think these videos, such as this one right now and that live stream, I think I can connect with people better, and they realize, you know, hey, this isn't just an egotistical, you know, freak on YouTube. I think freak works fine here. Let's see. Continuing, we've got how to draw a xenomorph. I did the xenomorph sketch. That was actually my second one, but my first recorded one. It worked out decently. I think my first concept one was better, and it's at the end of this video. You should check that out. But I did title this video because I thought it would hit harder than the other sketches, so I did title it How to Draw, and added a bit more of that tutorial feel to it, because my audience basis was starting to grow toward the... Let me rephrase that. My Xenomorph fan base was starting to grow more, so I figured if I title it like this instead of Xenomorph Sketch, I can basically grow, you know, a bigger audience and get more attention on the video. So that's why I chose to rename that one a little bit differently, and I did talk in a little bit differently to make it a tutorial. So that's, you know, just taking advantage of things in a, you know, careful and proper way. Here we go. This was my first monster mod episode, and since then I've done the second one with the xenomorph figure, and this was just redoing a skeleton. We started with this, ended up with a pretty cool skeleton, and he's always, I hope I remember to always have him in the background during live streams. So that is a cool little mod. I do recommend you guys check it out, just because it turned out cool, and you can make something cheap look really good, you know, during Halloween, or if you're like me, living through every day as Halloween. Still recording? Good. Let's continue. Next, we had a sketch request. This was for the Mel's Hole sheep's tumor seal. This is a strange thing, and I didn't hear about it before. It's kind of a cryptozoological thing, so if you're into ghosts, you know, aliens, chupacabra, yeah, read about this one. But basically what the drawing shows, in case you saw it and you were confused, it's a seal coming out of the belly of a dead sheep. And I forgot now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it has like healing abilities or some fortunate thing like that. They found it in the well. They found the sheep, and this came out of it, the seal. And then it had this, yeah, these properties to it, I believe, like healing. So, yeah, weird, right? But pretty cool. So, yeah, first time. Continuing, I did, this wasn't the first episode of such, but I did another episode of Werewolf Transformation in depth, going with the Van Helsing one. And of course that had to happen because there are just so many fans of the Van Helsing werewolf out there on this channel. People love that werewolf design. So, had to do that. Then we have our 1208. So this is an official milestone video with 12,800 subscribers. I told you, so it doubled since the one prior, and that's pretty cool. I didn't know I did that in this one. And I need to do more. Oh man, I missed this stuff. Okay, I'll mention now, guys. Hopefully you're still listening since I'm on this. Oh, this is the one I sang in. Okay. See where I have this table layout? This is the layout I use for my bestiary videos and gods and goddesses, where I go into mythological creatures and not movie creatures. And I haven't, I'm so like sad about it because these were my most passionate favorite types of videos, and I haven't done one since the Chimera video. And that's been over a year ago, and I feel kind of sad about it because I feel like I'm letting down a lot of people, but I've been, going through the cycle of videos and people wanted more movie ones, so I plan to do that soon, a new episode of a mythological creature. For sure, it's lined up, everything's lined up in order, so I'm not going to skip anything anymore. I'm not going to give anything priority, except for filler videos and videos such as this, which are eventful videos, like end of the year, Halloween contest stuff. Okay, hope you guys are still with me. I really do. What's Creepier? This was the first episode of a new series you guys voted for. You guys vote for all the series, so remember that. Next milestone we hit, make sure you vote for what series you want to see on the channel. So this one was what's creepier, predators or xenomorphs? And these are pretty fun because it's not scarier. We're talking about what's kind of just creepier. And it's a really fun psychological point of view to go over monsters with. So do check that one out. Let me know what you think on there. There's also a voting poll that you can do on there, and you can let me know exactly which one you think is creepier, xenomorphs or predator. And then we had an episode of Monster Art Critique, and these are videos where I feature about 5 different art pieces that you guys submit to me and talk about it. In this video, I give it equal time, and I try to feature one of mine, because that's a way I want to release a lot of my older work, particularly to a public, because I got nobody to show my stuff with, really. Except you guys. So it's like all this stuff I've created over the years, finally I have someone to show it with, thanks to World of Monsters. So I like to do that here, but I'm doing it like really from the far back and like my worst stuff to newest, and it's going to take a long time. So I don't know what I'm going to showcase next, but if you want to submit artwork, go ahead. That's the place to do it at. Okay, next we had a request for Cenobite, Hellraiser Cenobite, and we did the Chatterer. And at the end of this video, I had a little bonus clip of a 3D sculpted ring I made for my wife for her birthday. So check that out. I also did digital sculpting, and I had that printed out in silver. So it turned out pretty cool, and I think I show the final product there as well. And continuing, then we had a person contacted me about a Kickstarter they working on, and I'm enthusiastic about supporting Kickstarters that are, of course, monster related here. So always hook me up. Contact me if you want me to feature a project of yours. This one didn't, I think, go all the way, but it was a xenomorph, like original, older toy and handbook for it. So, continuing, we did the Cookie Monster, Silliest Monster. We have 2 episodes in the Silliest Monster series so far, and one of them is for a creature from Fifth Element, that movie, and the Cookie Monster. And I really enjoyed doing this video, and just some clips I found of the Cookie Monster and the guy there's a guy. And that creator of the Cookie Monster, he just has such a great sense of humor and excellent ability to think on the spot. So, yeah, I do. That's another one I recommend you to check out. And then I did a Wendigo requested a sketch. And, there's really cool Wendigo artwork out there with the deer horns and all that. But when I work on an artwork, I first want to do kind of the classical original renditions of it, going by the description. So I went kind of by that, kind of what it is, this decaying flesh creature. The horns aren't really mentioned, but, it's, but they may be somewhere. I haven't looked deep enough into it. but I've figured that that's more or less a design thing. So next Wendigo, you guys can always request me to do a drawing of a creature that I've already did again, so I can put on a different swing on it. So next time, maybe I'll give it some horns, make it pretty wild looking. Then we have introduction, first episode of our animal or monster totems, 101. And I didn't cover any monster totems yet. I haven't done another episode yet. This is just the introduction to what that series will be about. How animal totems work and how these monster totems will actually work for you too. Because you can figure it's all fantasy. But whether you're into the spiritual aspect of things or a more just scientific, psychological side to things, it works either way because it's very psychological as well. If you relate with some animal or connect with it or find it your animal totem, if there is no such thing as, animal totems and spirituality, it still says a lot about the psychological connection between you two. And that's why monster totems is actually not as silly of a thing as it may come off of to some people. As when we do research on that monster and see their character, we can start to see how they relate to you, how that character can help you out, slow you down at certain points, be a proper medicine, as it's called, animal, or in this case, monster medicine. So do check that video out. I go a little bit more in depth with that, and I'll be releasing, next video I'll be releasing finally some actual monster totem video. We'll see what monster. Then I did this sketch video. Why is my internet so slow? Nonetheless, it's not going to slow me down because my animal monster totem is not connected to the internet. I don't know if that made any sense at this moment, but I did a transformation sketch. That was a tricky sketch. I wasn't very happy with it, but the reactions were very positive. And I don't know if it's just you guys who are that positive, too positive, or if it did turn out decently. But it was, the challenge was just showing in a quick sketch a transformation process. So, and I kind of based it off the Van Helsing one a little bit, making it better and from my own idea of how I thought it would be better. Then I did this video. I thought this video would not hit as hard as it did because I had this question. I want to start answering questions that I get in comments in videos, like if it's a good question. And I made this video and I thought it's just going to hit my little audience, so I started off strong and put in some character in it, but it actually hit a lot of people. It grew pretty quick because it was a hot question apparently. And so I got some, negative feedback because a lot of new people. If I would have known that, I would have taken a different approach on making it. So yeah, that's how that video worked out. And now I'm prepared to take responsibility for things growing more than I thought it would. Because if they're smaller, who cares, right? You have your audience and they're usually supportive. But when they're bigger, you never know who comes to your channel, and that's the first time they see your face, your attitude, your presentation style. Then I had the Thing time-lapse, another speed sketch of the week. I started doing a focal point in my artwork, just as with cameras. Like you see this camera, my face is in focus, the background's a bit more blurred because of the type of lens I'm using. And in these sketches, I like to do that as well. So the focal point is like on the Thing's, the guy's head, face, and then the rest is kind of blurred out in the background, and it gives it a cool sense. It gives it a cool character overall. So it's a cool place to start and mess around with that. So by the time you get to big artworks, you can do some pretty cool effects on there. And you've got some experience. So I did a 20,000 subscriber giveaway. And there's Skelly in the background. This is the first time with the, not like anybody really probably cares out there, with a new camera though. So I upgraded my camera thanks to you guys. Thanks for this channel. and whatever else was going on in my life to help me get here. But yeah, I gave away some gamma ray glasses. I remember I got some gamma ray glasses, yellow tinted glasses. I thought that would help me with looking at the computer screen all day, but it wasn't helpful for me. So anyway, we did the giveaway there. Continuing, we got a lot of stuff to look at here. I hope you guys are enjoying this and someone's sticking it with it. This is our second live video. We only have 2 live videos, and this was my Alien Covenant. I did the reaction, remember? Alien Covenant movie review, and I did it like really in depth on my review in here. So I did that as the first portion of the video. I had all my notes, and in the second portion I answered and talked with the subscribers. So that was pretty cool. Just more tedious as I basically did a video first, so it was more tiring, than that first celebratory live stream. And I want to do more. I enjoy live streams, and I know people want to do some, so we'll see. So giveaway. Also, I don't like making too many videos with an event because I know people won't watch that. People mainly, I believe, are waiting for monster videos, right? A specific monster or answering a question about a monster, things like that. So if I do event videos, I try to keep them not too many. But this was a pretty cool thing that I did with the giveaway, is when somebody wins something, I put their names on here. I mean, when somebody enters, and then I do a random, turn of the wheel on the internet, and it chooses the winner. So that's pretty cool. Continuing, we had a Van Helsing sketch video here. For all you guys that are fans of the Van Helsing werewolf, I did do a sketch of that, and I like that I made it a little bit like more aggressive. There's a lot of darkness in the teeth. I felt okay with the sketch. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I like the character kind of held. It was pretty strong. Then I did a video on the Venom movie coming up, announcing that there's a Venom movie coming up. My feels about that. As you know, we have a whole series dedicated to Venom now, thanks to you guys on the channel. So you will be seeing more of Venom for sure. Check this video out. I know some of you guys will be telling me that there's a Venom movie coming out soon because it's going to come out in October. So I already know. So check out this video to see what I think and comment over there your thoughts. So I'm really excited. Personally, I think I might be the most excited about it. But it could turn out, disappointing. It could turn out kind of like Logan with Wolverine. So let's see, Don't need to say too much about that ahead of time. Then I did a video about the difference between a lichen and a werewolf. Another video I kind of had fun with the intro. I was more targeted again toward my audience base, but it shot up too. And at least I was a bit more prepared in this one, so I didn't. I made sure I'm not overacting and have a nice editing to it and everything. So yeah, that one gets a lot of comments lately at the time of this recording. So lichen and werewolf, well, in short, guys, if you are watching this, I praise you, and I'll praise you by saying, hey, in short, they're the same thing, just different words. Okay, now you know that all the xenomorph types video was a big hit for us here. Was that the first one? That wasn't the first one that was a huge hit. There's some other ones, but I think the first list one where I listed like all of them. And I figured I'd do that for Predator too. People wanted that, and it was a huge hit. Sorry. It did really well. It's doing really well. Thanks to you guys, and now people are requesting I do all list of named predators or yautja. So I will be doing that sometime. But another great video that was a huge push for the channel, and that the fan base coming over here. So all you yautja fans out there and xenomorph fans, respect to you both. welcome to this channel, and I'm glad you're sticking around. A lot more monstrous stuff to come. Then, if you're a fan of Warhammer, we had a request for the Great Unclean One. I love this demon. It's a demon of rotting and flesh and death and disease of Warhammer 40k. And, well, regular Warhammer, which they changed. But anyway, that's the, why am I pointing there? The Great Unclean One of Nurgle. Oh, and I was pretty happy with that little sketch there, as I added a bit more detail than I really had to, and it's just such a fun miniature creature design. Everything you guys should certainly check out. All right, continuing, we're at I got a unboxing. It's the only unboxing video I've done thus far. It was more of an unenveloping, as it was in an envelope. And it was really cool. I advise you guys to check it out. It's from a project I supported the Kickstarter of, and the director and monster creator of Hollywood that created this movie. I interviewed him on a past channel as well. But he gave me some cool Bajoba dolls, which are kind of like voodoo dolls, a bit different culture behind it. And I get those here, so you should definitely check that out. They're very cool. Next video was the Demogorgon versus the Xenomorph. Big video. These are always big. This is the second one of that type. Sorry for the internet, it's all pixelated. The second one of the versus videos that I've done so far. And these I like to keep really energy packed, fast, just loud and strong, like overdone. When you think of overdone, like testosterone, you know, seeping in through everything into the video. Okay, so that's what I envision with these series. I put in flames, I put in, you know, rock music in the background, and then just start yelling and try to get that out as fast as possible to make it just fun. It might be annoying, sure, that's why I don't do it on every video. So, that was a big one. 2 very hot creatures of 2017. Then I did a request for a predator drawing, and unlike with a lot of the sketches, I didn't have the face alone. I actually did the body, more of like a concept art, a little bit of a sketch. So did that for you guys, so thanks for the request. And then we did a could have face hugger, another face hugger impregnation question, because my first one did so well, yet I wasn't prepared for it to do so well. With this one, I took an opposite approach, very relaxed, and I was surprised with how little dislikes it was getting. It started getting them later, as any video will, with a certain, you know, reach of numbers. But it did really well. We talked about if it could impregnate the necromorph. And remember, the necromorph's biology, it's like a zombie if you're not aware of it, kind of a ghoul. Its anatomy is different. It's changed. It's altered inside. So it's not like a regular kind of zombie. So keep that in mind with that question, and you guys are welcome to discuss under there. All right, moving along. We got, later we did all about the predators now. So you see how I did that list of predators first so that I can start building an audience. So in case I make that all about, I will have the right people already viewing that. So that's why I kind of organized it in that way. And this video, I was afraid of doing it. Okay, let me be honest here. These all about videos are stressful for me because they're a ton of work. They're 1 point research, and make sure you don't miss anything, because remember, somebody's going to remind you in the comments if you do. So it's a ton of research. It's days of research. It's days of editing, video editing, and hours of recording. And I mean hours, because this one maybe took me, I don't know, 3 hours to film, and I cut it down to 30 minutes because of all my, you know, stuff. So after I made the Xenomorph video, people wanted a Predator one next, and this came out like, I think, a year or 2 years almost later than that Xenomorph one. I knew I'm going to do it, but I wanted to make sure I'm in the right state, I'm relaxed, and I can tackle this project. So, got to take my time. I think it came out beautifully, actually. I started a new menu type. Look at the menu on the top. I'm doing these with my movie monster reviews now with that menu on the top, so you can see what topic I'm covering on that monster currently. Yeah, I'm happy I got it out of the way, and I'll tell you which, not out of the way, but done, all right? I'll tell you which other one I was so afraid of, and I finally got done too, by the way. Next, we did King Ghidorah sketch video. I enjoyed this one. A lot of people like this one. For a few people, I think it was my favorite sketch of theirs. Of mine that I did. Favorite sketch of theirs that I did. So that was fun. I like that sketch a lot. And it was, it's King Ghidorah is a complex creature. So I wanted to make sure I get the 3 tails and the 3 heads, because those are distinct things and a wing, right? And I filled it all in on that little page in a decent way and in an action-packed pose. This is part 2 of the Predator video. And remember, when I do these all-about videos on a creature, that's the second part is usually where I talk. It gets more fun. It gets more non-canon, where we can speculate a little bit, and I give it a power level and abilities, strength, similar monsters. So make sure you watch the part 2s of my all about videos, because those get really fun. The first one is like for all the stuff you want to know about it that's out there. The second one is speculation and just really having fun. And I enjoy those, especially the power level. You guys probably know that by now. Important channel info, act now. By the way, I love that little hoodie I bought that time. Now I'm using it more and more. Okay, so we did hit a milestone here. Yeah, I should make that more clear in the title. I think I made that title to grab more people to make sure they vote, because when we hit a milestone, it's not about celebrating and me boasting. The main point I want you guys to watch my milestone videos is that you guys can vote for which new series you want to appear on the channel. Remember that. Please watch the milestone videos, at least just to know what to vote for, and there should be a voting poll above too. So yeah, very important for building this channel together. Oh yes, Venom time-lapse. Okay, I had the Venom sketch request video. So here I did a close-up of his face. It's fun. I went with a very gritty look of Venom. Very fun. And I outlined it with a little bit of a paint marker. And then in this video, Ernie Mercer, man, he's been with the channel since the start. I think he even supported my previous channel. He gave me an amazing gift in support. If we could just load here. Anyway, do go to this video to check it out, and go to his channel again and just write Ernie Rocks if you haven't yet. Any video of his, just write that. He created this whole thing, and he didn't tell me what it was. He just shipped this big box to me. I opened it up, and it's so damn cool. It's really cool what he created. Man, I need to showcase that a lot more. Then I wanted to... Actually, we had a blackout, and I wanted to take advantage of the blackout because I was working on editing and stressing out on the next video for the next day. And then the computer shut down and everything. And I'm like, well, how about I just make this video and upload it tomorrow and relax for the next release. But it worked out. There's some things I want to talk about, the Chupacabra sighting. And yeah, it was pretty fun. Sometimes those unprepared videos are fun because I don't do many of them. To be honest, I like to get things out prepared and as professional as I can, which doesn't always say much. Now, considering all my types videos were going well, I released a all Jason Voorhees versions video, and that was a request, actually. A lot of people wanted to see that, I believe. And I did that, and I talked about the different versions. The video did not do well at all. YouTube made it not suitable for all advertisers. I don't know why, because even in the video I talked about it. Anytime there was a blood scene, I made sure to zoom in, no matter how pixelated it got, to zoom out the blood that was around. So I didn't capture any blood, except for at some points his face is kind of bloody and scary looking, but I cut out all the violence. I was so careful, and YouTube still cut the damn video out. Yet I have another one that's more violent, and they kept it. So you've heard this enough, but the YouTube algorithm for cutting videos out for being not suitable is simply ridiculous. And let me say it here since I haven't said it anywhere. They destroyed one of my most powerful videos that was really making us grow. And it was I'm not going to say which one, but it was a video that was doing really well. YouTube claimed it was unsuitable, and which is fine, because that just means that your income drops for it. I don't have a problem with that. But what happened, and they said they don't do this, is that the views dropped for it. And the views dropped the same day it got unsuitable for all advertisers. The views dropped from here on the chart, and here are the other videos, most of them, to here on the chart. Even less than a lot of regular videos. That's how far the views drop, and it hasn't gone back up at the same time that their bot named it not suitable. So yeah, that's my proof that YouTube screwed the channel on that. But it's a learning bot, so it hasn't happened again. But since they're so big, it's never going to get fixed now. Anyway, enough of that rant. We did an Alien Queen sketch here. I was pretty happy with how that turned out. I think most people wanted this one to be the painted one when I asked them which sketch should I paint over. So check that one out. Alien Queen sketch. It came out pretty awesome. It's not loading here, so do check it out to see the final thing. Okay, another big video I was scared of doing is Bigfoot. Do you realize how many years, how much history, hundreds of years, literally hundreds of years, I had to research and go through to make sure that I cover the best parts into this brief video, even though it's my longest video yet. If you look at all the parts together, yeah, a lot of research. This took weeks, I think, of research. I also did a trip on it. I also got a little bit involved. Weeks, days of editing, hours of talking in front of the camera. I even had to split that session into 2 parts. Over 4 hours of me talking, making mistakes. Ooh, I'm really glad I got that done, and I'm pretty proud of that video. I'm proud of that whole project. It was amazing, and we'll be going deep into other things as well. So if you're a big fan of Bigfoot, or if you're not sure and you're really skeptical about Bigfoot, I recommend you check that series out, because and I share my opinion on it there too. So I'm not going to do it now. But if you're a total unbeliever, check that out. Definitely check it out. So then I did a greatest Bigfoot, because my greatest, I told you, list videos do well. So I made a greatest Bigfoot video to get more Bigfoot audiences over so they can check out my All About, as that's the one I really worked hard on. And again, didn't do that great. Nonetheless, I'm glad it's out there. I love making these little videos and seeing what you guys like the most out of concepts. That's always fascinating for me, especially as an artist as well. So here's the part 2 out of 5 All About Bigfoot. 5 of them. I've never done more than 2 until this one, where I did 5 parts to an episode of All About. So that's my longest one yet. All my other ones are 2 episodes. Or, yeah, 2 parts. And then I did, of course, my Demogorgon custom figure, which I just released prior to this video, the compressed version of it, because I did feel it's long. And I told you at the beginning of this video that I like to use the end of the year to kind of re-release certain videos. A lot of fun with this video. And this is the figure I used for the Xenomorph versus Demogorgon video. Yeah, actually, I want to talk more about that, but time. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost done here, guys. As you can probably tell from the bar, the video bar below. If you watch this, I mean, I'm hoping you just get some coffee or something and you can listen to this maybe in the background or check it out. But anyway, I knew it's going to be a bit long. Here we go. Instead of doing a sketch, this time I started getting back into acrylic painting, and I deeply thank Jeff Lafferty and even more so probably for this particular thing, Jeff Miracola, which is a fantasy acrylic painting artist for many years, and he does a lot of videos, and he does tutorial. So those two Jeffs, but Miracola in particular, because of his tutorial videos and working just in acrylics and oils, some other mixed media as well, but he got me into this and did my mushrooms, and if you'll see my future videos, I've done Mushroom Man paintings. I don't know, I love Mushroom Man painting. I love it, the original Fungus Man from EverQuest. All right, then we have part 3 of Bigfoot, the best evidence out there. Again, oh, and by the way, let me mention this here. Just the cool thing you should know if you're a big fan of the channel. If you look at the background here, every time I do a video on the creature, I add one of the best pieces of evidence I could find anywhere on it and put it on that wall in the back. So if you notice in the back now, there's the scalp that was in Tibet, the supposed Bigfoot scalp, the Men in Black from the Men in Black episode, the photograph, and then the chupacabra, which they found out was a different thing, head, the head in the jar there. So I'm going to add to that wall as each episode in that Cryptozoological series comes out. So just a cool thing to keep your eye on, and that way you know which episode you've missed out on. Then we got Monster-tober 2017, and if you don't know what Monster-tober is, well, it's Monster-tober. We love October, right, because of Halloween. But I use that time to run an art contest. So, and I always do a cash giveaway, cash prize or something, but usually I'm going to stick to cash for that contest, usually through PayPal, something like that. So yeah, it was a great outcome. And here's the part 4 of the Bigfoot video. And I'm going to release the one video with all the parts together as well. So you should see that if you're watching this early on. You should be expecting that. And then the last part to that, 5 out of 5 parts. Man, what an adventure that was, that whole process. I'm serious. When you get into researching these monsters, when you get into the all about, that's why I love this channel, because it gets me into monsters that maybe I liked, but I never got into deep, and this forces me in a positive way to get really deep, and I come out a different person after each all about video I make. I did a Mothra sketch. I was really pretty unhappy with it. It's hard with Mothra to get it down in a impressive way on this kind of paper where you make detail because the paper is very textured. It's not even. I don't use very sharp pencils on it, therefore, and Mothra is Mothra, so you kind of have to see it in the full, design to kind of get what it is, or it just looks like some insect, right? So it is what it is. I think if I were to do it in a more detailed way, it would come out better. So that's where it kind of limited me, but therefore challenged me in a positive way. All right, loading these up for you guys. So let's keep this moving. I haven't taken a break yet. I don't think I've cut anything out in editing this because I haven't really stopped talking, except for when my camera stopped recording a couple times. Here we go. What is a kaiju? That was another hot question out there. It did okay as far as views and all, but very positive reactions to it, and it's an interesting question. I do recommend you check that out if you're a kaiju fan, Godzilla fan, Monsterverse fan, all of that. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, and King Kong. So do check it out. Continuing, this is a video while I was exploring the Bigfoot, I believe, when I was doing the whole Bigfoot thing, right? Right, when I was, because I was getting into Godzilla. And in my Godzilla research, of course, I had to look at the animal kingdom and all that. I have to always base a lot off of the animal kingdom when doing a creature, like biological, in-depth speculation on these monsters. And so I decided, you know what, I can't find any awesome charts to put up a picture of that show the animal kingdom, that just explain it simply in one picture. So that's why I decided to make this whole video. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work making it all, and yeah, making it appear in the video and the things pop up, all the graphics. A lot of work, but I hope it'll rest there. It's for me as well. I'll always look back at it, and for you guys, I really recommend you check this video out. Play it in the background when you're doing something, if you want to learn more about animals and zoology, and understanding how we speculate the biological and anatomical side of monsters we talk about. Here we go with greatest vampires. It is what it is. I did this video, okay, I'll be honest here, I did this video first for Amazon Prime, which I'm not much on, but I was starting to spread out my eggs, they say don't have all your eggs in one basket. So I did that, and then it was doing okay there, and I figured, I always planned on having it on YouTube anyway. I love the topic I did, because I didn't do greatest vampires only, I did the greatest monstrous ones, and we were looking for really that bat-like monster humanoid creature. Yeah, very much enjoy that video as a whole. Check it out. Now, part of Monster-tober is every October, I like to make a top channels video. Previous year, I did the top channels I had for animals, because I link that to monsters, top art channels, but I took that out because they didn't get views, and I like to do these videos to shout out some channels and give them more subscribers too, but it wasn't even doing that. So I did a top 10 next year. I'll probably just do this style as where I only do one video and it's top 10 monster channels. So they might be art channels, they might be monster in-depth channels, they might be special effects channels, anything that's monster related that I've been watching the most in that year. And this artist is excellent. Excellent. And so is this one. No. Here's another sketch of the week, but I did a painting of the week, acrylic painting, and I did a white pumpkin, kind of an eerie white pumpkin creature with a tendril type of body. Pretty cool. You should certainly check it out. Check out the final work. And if you want to learn how to do some acrylic painting, should be helpful as well. This was my monster art contest for October. The results, I think this year we had, I forgot, 29 people. Very cool artwork out there. I really love. Check out these videos. That's why I don't keep uploading video on the contest. I don't want to spam, and a lot of people don't care about that. But check out these result videos, just so you can see a bunch of cool submissions that people put in. Sometimes they create their own monster. Check it out for sure. Faux show. It's one thing I always use from 40-year-old virgin. Okay, here we go. Could have faced the third, I believe. Yep, third and latest. Could a facehugger impregnate? What can I impregnate? Everybody talks these things, and it's a fun question. Let's admit it. Could it impregnate a zombie, which is different than a necromorph? And that's also asking at the same time, could it impregnate a dead host? As a zombie, for the most part, is dead. By all our known means. So yeah, do check that out, and that one's doing okay. It didn't jump up like the other ones, but still, it needed to be covered before we cover some more could facehugger impregnate videos. Then I did Destoroya. I said it wrong in this video. I said Destroya, but it's actually Destoroya. Destoroya. 4 syllables. Powerful creature, out there against Godzilla. Check out my rendition. I felt okay, but with your guys' reactions, I felt better about it. So thank you for boosting my self-esteem. Then we got all the Godzillas. Okay, this is, see, now I'm getting the audience prepared for an all-about Godzilla video. This might give you a way to predict what's coming up next, since I like to sometimes keep that under wraps just to keep it exciting. So I did all the Godzillas. a lot of work on this video because you can imagine there's over 30 Godzilla videos, movies. So I got them all in here. I even went to the future a little bit, but I didn't go to the Godzilla 2020, Godzilla versus King Kong, because I didn't have to. I already did the second MonsterVerse one that was ahead, the 2019 one. But people are saying you forgot this. I didn't forget the 2020 one. It's just it's so far ahead, and there's going to be more ahead. So I have to stop it somewhere, and there's really no pictures or nothing out there yet for the 2020 one. Yeah, check out that one if you like Godzilla. So then I did my first Godzilla. And this is the second creature since Bigfoot that I ever did more parts than 2 with. And this one had a 3-part episode. Huge. Another one I was so afraid of. I knew I'm going to do Godzilla. It's a hot monster. It's the king of monsters, right? But I was so afraid because I knew 30 movies I have to go through, watch, learn from, learn all the fan theories out there and all that. Weeks of work. Weeks. But I'm happy it's out. I'm glad how it came out. We gave Godzilla its respect. So it's a must watch if you're a fan of monsters and of, well, the channel. Then the Demogorgon sketch was next. Bound to happen, right? And I'm pretty happy with it. We got the mysterious egg there, the big egg from season 1. We still, at this point, we still don't know exactly what that egg was for. So I wanted to add that in to get some discussion going in that video. So if you want to talk about that egg, please come to this video, since I'll be expecting chats about that there. Again, a blurred out background of the upside down, kind of weird stuff. Gloomy feel. And continuing with Godzilla Part 3 video. Again, I love the last part videos. I love all of the parts personally, but I also recommend them to people because they will usually watch the first part of a series and kind of leave the other ones. Watch them all because it's so different. Part 2 is so different than Part 1. Don't just expect boring talk of history on it. That's all, everything history, that's all covered in the first portion of the all abouts. The second parts, though, those we have some fun with, like power level. To mention that again. Here we go with part 3 of the Godzilla. So like I said, they're so fun. Talk about abilities, strengths, weaknesses, power level, and similar beasts. So if you're a monster creator, if you're writing a book and you like some creature but you don't want to use it, you want to be more original, watch that video where we cover that all about creature, and check out the similar beasts at the end, and check out the comments section because sometimes people get some really good examples of similar creatures that I forgot or missed, such as this Godzilla one. There's one, I forgot the name right now, that people mention that is very similar as well, and I forgot to list it. So yeah, those are usually at the end portion of these videos. And the year has come in, and I'm working on some heavy stuff here, so I thought, you know what, Christmas is here. I don't take advantage of holidays. I usually bring attention to my Grinch video, Silliest Monster the Grinch, but this year I thought, you know what, let me I don't have time to make a top 10, and maybe I will in the future. Let's do a top 3, and let's skip out Krampus, just because everybody knows Krampus, and every monster list video or website out there will list Krampus and probably as number 1. Let's take him out, let's give him a shout out, but let's go to other really monstrous stuff and really terrifying things. I hope it didn't upset your Christmas mood, because it's so nasty, terrifyingly nasty, some of these creatures, how they get. But, well, we're going with the most monstrous, right? We're not going with like a devil guy walking around beating up things with horns, and that's it. We're talking about something that tears up people and makes them suffer. We're going all the way, and that's what I kind of wanted to find out. With the top 3 here, for the most part. Fun video. Yeah, and awesome. Again, awesome things learned from it. And, my friends, the final video of the year. If you've been watching this video word by word, not skipping too much, so don't cheat down there, I want you to show it, get some respect for your hard work, and it's hard work going through a long video like this. give yourself a hashtag WOM 2018. WOM 2018. If you do that hashtag at the bottom, I'll know you've watched this whole video through without skipping too much. And yeah, that's just fun, right? You will garnish a lot of my respect. The last video of 2017 was another, we left with a nice big bang. We entered the year with a big bang. We left with a big bang with another werewolf in-depth video. And werewolf transformation in-depth videos became a series of its own. I never gave you guys the opportunity to vote for it as a series, but I made one. People loved it. I'm like, wow, that's a cool, different take on things and type of videos. So I started doing them in different werewolves, and it's become a series of its own, and I might put it in the playlist of its own, and which I should. So I have a few of them now for different movies. So again, if you're not sure where to find a video, if you want to find a werewolf transformation video, go to the channel page here, and it doesn't matter how you sort the videos, because here you can sort from oldest, recent. Make sure you load them all on the list. So scroll down until they're all loaded, all the videos for all the years. Why aren't they loading now? What happened? Load them all, and then on your keyboard, do Control F, and now you can type in search something. So let's search Chimera. Has Arthur ever done a video, an all about video on the Chimera? And look at that, it's mentioned twice. Why? Because I have a two-part video on all about the Chimera, right here and right here. So, has Arthur ever done vampires? Ooh, have I? Well, not an in-depth yet. Not an all about yet. But I did the greatest. I did the interview with the vampire. Those videos I used to do, I stopped. And yeah, and then the latest one, the greatest. So that's one way to search. And then always you can comment in under a video and ask me, Arthur, have you done a video on this monster? People do that, and that's cool. And I'll always tell you if I have, or I'll take your question as a request and add it in. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video by stating that remember, requests, I have hundreds of requests. I have thousands of monsters I can do videos on. That's why when there's YouTubers and like big YouTubers and they're saying I'm running out of ideas of what videos to do, especially young YouTubers, you shouldn't be on YouTube. You didn't prepare for it. When you get on YouTube, prepare for the long run, and the best way to do it is to do it with a passion. Because when you have a passion for something, you're not going to run out of ideas. And obviously, I do have a passion for this, but also it's a huge topic. So I do have over 2,000 monsters. I'm not going to finish them in my lifetime to do. And then I have hundreds of requests. Requests serve as a way to make everybody happy. Because some people are asking, you know, when are you going to make a mermaid video? When this video? When that video? And every time they ask, I add it as a request. But why should I do your video on your particular monster when 5 other people want this particular monster, right? So, and then maybe I want something too, but I don't put it myself into the equation anymore because I'm really pretty neutral on it at this point. I like them all. So that's why I go off of the most, because it's the most fair way. So keep in mind, I have hundreds of requests, thousands, literally thousands of monsters. So we got a long way to go. Never going to run out of ideas. The only thing that can help us here is if I had the money or the means or something to get more people involved on this channel to produce more videos so that we can pump out more creatures out there. Because me just by myself doing all of the work behind every video, it's a lot, and it's going to slow down the process. And my whole goal is to get as many monster videos out there in the best way as possible. It's tough, so the only way it can be done better than it is now at this point is to get more people involved and maybe have another host and other hosts. How do you guys feel about that? And if you consider yourself a great host, Yeah, I wasn't expecting to talk about that now. I'm going to finish off now. If you consider yourself a great host, a monster master, to be on this channel, let me know. Let me know. I'll keep it open. I don't know if I'll offer you anything now, but we can discuss it and I'll definitely keep you in the know. But if you do tell me, okay, I'm picky on it. I'm picky because I'm looking for good quality camera. I'm looking for enthusiastic hosts, or at least a great voice, or enthusiasm behind your voice. Well, not necessarily, but knowledge. If you're just going to use your voice, good knowledge, things like that. So, all in all, quality. I don't want very amateurish stuff on here because we want to get the best of the best information out. So, guys, thank you for bearing with me. I feel like this is live stream, a raw video. Thank you for 2017. Thank you for so far. Oh, by the way, one more thing. I'm so sorry. World of Monsters for me was a 3-year. I had a 3-year goal. It's not a 3-year project, but there's 3 years that I wanted to give myself, where I wanted to get to a certain level before I would, maybe not have full attention on it. But it's like the rest of my life project, all in all. And we are 2 years, a little over 2 years into those 3 years. And we already hit some points that I wanted to hit at 3 years. So we're ahead of schedule with some things. And I'm just so excited. Let's make this next year, which 3 years for us is going to be about this July. So let's, I'll be honest here, let's hit 100,000 subscribers in July. If we don't, I don't care. I'll still be happy. But that'd be great. That was kind of a goal among my goal ideas. But thank you so much for 2 years, over 2 years of support. Thank you for the new subscribers. This channel, this whole project can be very big. Remember, if we have enough power and numbers of Monsterites, of followers, we can start creating games based off of our community here and funding. We can create books, we can create movies, short films, all sorts of stuff, Kickstarters. That's why I love building a community, because we will be unstoppable. There's so many things you can do with the name World of Monsters. And it's all about all of us. So thank you. I'm so grateful for all of your support. For 2 years, over 2 years now, a lot of you, and most of you within the last year. So I'm not going anywhere. But until next time, I'm going to take a break. You've been watching World of Monsters, a year in review 2017. Take care.